Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Is Marvel making some mistakes? Because Ms. Marvel looks to be undergoing some pretty major reshoots. Now, reshoots are nothing new. Jasper cameo. We get reshoots all the time with most projects. In fact, they're scheduled in as part of their production window. They'll do their production and then they'll come back and do reshoots. It's quite normal, and they're also budgeted for. However, it does look like Ms. Marvel is undergoing major reshoots. And I would say, major reshoots similar or akin to the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That's undergone some pretty extensive reshoots. The time frame of it would have been pretty significant because, a film doesn't take that long to make. 12 weeks-ish principal photography. And they underwent, I can't remember how many weeks it was, but it was a lot. It was a lot of weeks. So Ms. Marvel is reportedly in major trouble. And this isn't a huge stretch for me to believe at all in terms of the way Marvel has handled themselves recently. Their projects have not been hugely successful. They've had some miniseries that have done okay. Their movies have been on a downward decline. I mean, the Eternals specifically. But this is a mini-series that, is set to be a huge thing. A huge thing. But it's also looking like it's in pretty key trouble. Now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news on this, but I do want to explore it as a potential, and then we'll obviously review it when it comes out and see whether there's any, strength to this. So, Ms. Marvel in trouble, new casting and significant reshoots reported months after filming wrapped. Now that does matter if a project goes back for reshoots months after. Normally, I spoke at the start about scheduled, about scheduling for these things. Normally they're quite condensed. They won't be months and months and months after because people go on to other projects and scheduling just doesn't handle it. And you'd want to get it in the can and quickly out anyway. Months after indicates that they've been quite deep into the edit bay and then realise that there's problems. That's what it tells me anyway. I could be wrong, but that's just my general thoughts when I read that. So could the MCU's next big miniseries be in trouble? Multiple reports indicate that Marvel Studios' Ms. Marvel will be undergoing extensive reshoots despite having wrapped filming back in May 2021. So yeah, that's quite a long time afterwards. Quite a long time, not a small amount. And they're not horrendous places either who are reporting on this. So the Direct, which is fine, hit or miss, but fine. It's not we got this covered bad anyway. Say that the reshoots will be significant and may suggest that there are troubles with the project. And Lizzie Hill of the Cosmic Circus confirmed the report, saying the reshoots were definitely substantial. Now that is interesting because the series is said to premiere sometime in summer of this year. So they've not got a lot of time left. And it's set to debut the Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel character from Marvel Comics. Which we can see here. This is Kamala Khan. Now, controversy has of course followed the show for some time now. We had fan uproar over the series, beginning after a report from movie insider Daniel Richtman indicated that Khan's powers would undergo a dramatic overhaul for her cinematic debut, so fans weren't pleased. Instead of her traditional Mr. Fantastic-esque stretching powers, the Marvel Cinematic Universe Ms. Marvel would have the ability to create constructs from light, much like the DC's Green Lantern character, which is, that's a pretty substantial change. I'd say that's pretty lame, as it were. In terms of the reporter who said that Daniel Richtman, fine. Can be hit or miss, but fine. Now, while many fans are hoping news of significant reshoots could indicate reversing the decision, no news or even rumours regarding the nature of the reshoots have been released as of yet. And something like that would need significant reshoots. If you're going to be changing the power set of a character, you would need pretty significant reshoots to do that. But it could also be how, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say that there's no issues at all. What could this also be? And sorry that I'm looking so white up in here. I know that offends some people. But let's play devil's advocate and say, well, it's not that. It's not that at all. What else could it be? Well, it could be that they're looking to change part of the story to make it mesh in with other stories and where they're taking the Marvel Universe. Definitely could be that. Playing devil's advocate, so again, remains to be seen, but still. On Monday, comicbook.com reported that the reshoots reportedly aren't as bad as we thought, which is interesting. And let's be honest here, we got this covered, reporting that they've got a new Pakistani actor, Marwish Hyatt, have been added to the series during reshoots. Let's not believe anything that we got this covered is saying. I'm not gonna even. I'm not. Let's not even talk about them. They got as much legitimacy as, but they couldn't report on someone taking a shit and it would be true. So they're just terrible. Anyway, having first debuted in the comics in 2014, Khan has struggled to find an audience with multiple series being cancelled and rebooted. The daughter of Pakistani immigrants living in Jersey City, Khan is often praised as being one of the first prominent Muslim superheroes, and in 2013, the founder of Muslimah Media Watch once told the controversial Qatari-funded outlet Al Jazeera that Kamala normalises this idea of the American experience as Muslim, and that a lot of us are bumping up against the idea that a lot of America is white, while that isn't what America is. We're not all white and Christian. Sure. But I mean, if it's not popular among Muslim kids, then why do you keep pushing it? Like, it's all well and good saying representation. But if they don't want it, then why do you keep pushing it? It does seem a bit counterproductive. And I mean, look, this looks utterly atrocious. This really looks bad. I could paper mache something that looks better than this. I mean, I probably couldn't. But the point is, this looks crap. And this is Disney that has made this. Disney. I understand people are going to say, well, it's supposed to look bad. Really? It's supposed to look this bad? This looks fucking atrocious. Anyway, according to Disney, the new Ms. Marvel series will introduce Khan to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a great student, an avid gamer, and voracious fanfiction scribe with a special affinity for superheroes, particularly Captain Marvel. Basically, she loves Captain Marvel, hence why she's dressed like a dipshit. But Kamala struggles to fit in at home and at school. That is, until she gets superpowers, like the heroes she's always looked up to. Life is easier with superpowers, right? That sounds awful. She's a misfit until she becomes a bigger misfit. Right, okay. Look, anyway, we don't know. But I mean, this looks like... look at this trash. Doesn't it just look utterly awful? It looks so bad. There is nothing redeeming about this. It does not look remotely good. Oh, God. Like, I understand this definitely is not for me. I understand that. But I can still like certain things or appreciate certain things. I don't know who that's made for. Maybe like a 5-year-old would like that, I guess. But if that's your audience, Marvel, poor show. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this down below. Is Marvel taking a massive misstep with this? I believe they are, personally. But it'll be interesting to see because they are basically Teflon. Nothing can touch them. They seem to just shrug everything off. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens. So let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care.